As you know, I host a review show here on YouTube called How You Feeling, where I review a variety of different coffee from across the country. And so as a result, I, of course, enjoy coffee. But one of the hottest topics among coffee drinkers who do care about the environment is whether those Keurig single-use cups are actually good for the environment or not. And so a hot debate going both directions depending upon what you may use to brew your coffee. And so what happened was a couple weeks ago, there was some new research that came out from the University of Quebec, and I will link below in the comments to the Washington Post article about it, and it tells you how hot of a debate it is because there are over 3,000 comments on that article. But what is really the research behind it? What's the point of it? And so in that research was stating that using those Keurig single-use cups is actually better, but specific to greenhouse gas emissions. And there's a good thing to what the point of the research is, which is that we as coffee drinkers who care should look at the entire life of the coffee bean experience in how we interact in drinking coffee. So of course, that means how we go about getting the coffee to us, brewing it, and then enjoying it. And that's where perhaps single-use cups, if we know we're only going to have one cup of coffee, use it, then the amount of electricity used, the greenhouse gas emissions involved, and what we're doing in just having that one cup of coffee, that research is showing, yes, that's actually better in greenhouse gas emissions that are being done than, say, brewing a cup of coffee in your normal machine. But, you know, again, we get very fixated on the packaging involved as well in environmental processes, and that, of course, is where the single-use cup, not a good idea, because unless it's recyclable, all it's going to do is end up in a landfill, and that's where it gets very fixated on that kind of issue with the environment. Now, of course, the philosophy behind it is accurate. We need to care about the life of the coffee from stage one all the way to us enjoying it. Of course, that's something I've discussed in How You Feeling. It's why I look at fair trade coffee companies in particular. First of all, just the farming aspect of it to begin with, and ensuring where we get our beans, people are properly compensated, their work is valued. Then it comes to us. Then how do we go about actually enjoying our cup of coffee or cups of coffee? And that's where it really stands out. So with Keurig, for example, if you're just going to have one cup, then yeah, it may be a better process. But if you're going to run the machine yet again, for a second cup, that's not efficient at all when it comes to the whole processing of it. Same thing when it comes to brewing your coffee. You want to make sure you actually brew the amount that you're going to consume. So again, it gets back to anything in the realm of philosophy with food and drink. You don't want to waste it at all. And that's an issue that'll come up with coffee, with the greenhouse gas emission component, with the environmental component. So when it comes down to brewing in a regular machine, just knowing that you're not going to end up wasting coffee at the end of it. Additionally, a lot of times people just go ahead, they brew that 6-8 cups of coffee, it's sitting on their countertop, the electricity is going, it's keeping it warm, but that is using up a lot of electricity. Again, an environmental issue there. So the idea there is, once again, knowing how much coffee you're going to need for that morning, you're done, and then you could pour it into a separate thermos that you have, and that's where you can be drinking your coffee from, or your family's coffee, or whatever might be going on with your plans. So really, again, the point of the research and the article is really getting back to, yes, respecting the life of the coffee that you are consuming, as well as then understanding your own consumption of that coffee. So do not produce more coffee than you actually need. Do not waste more electricity than you need to be doing. Again, back to the packaging aspects too. So it gets back to you as a coffee drinker just caring more about the environment and your care for the coffee and your consumption of it. What does it really get back to, though? We're pretty screwed, is what I'd say, as coffee drinkers. It's not a great process in general to feed this addiction that we've grown and have. And so you've got to just do your best in enjoying coffee. Most of us are probably drinking it just to stay awake at a miserable existence. So coffee is the one thing that gets us going and is actually enjoyable in our day that is otherwise not perhaps enjoyable. So it's tough. But just taking that extra care to understanding yourself, understanding your coffee, understanding how you're going about making it, and the waste that you're providing to the world, and reducing that, that's the biggest thing that it comes to with this article, this research, and any research that might come up. But when it all comes down to it, really, the best thing is just don't drink coffee at all if you can. But I can't, and I won't. I'm not willing to. I've already invested in 78 damn episodes of a YouTube show. Clearly, I'm going to be drinking coffee for the rest of my life, and I enjoy it, and clearly, so many others do enjoy it too. Well, that's it. Any comments that you might have, leave them below. Hey, the Washington Post article got over 3,000. Maybe we could do that here too as well. Also, any questions, feel free. Fight each other in the comments. What do I care? We're all hopped up on caffeine anyway. And if you like this video, do like it. Subscribe, of course. More How You Feeling videos for reviews on coffee or any other coffee situations as they come up, just like this one. So to answer the question, how am I feeling? I mean, pretty not great as a coffee drinker whenever I read any of this research.